Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're still watching The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. And in this segment of our show, we're going to be talking about development projects held here in Egypt and specifically in Sinai. And on this issue, we're glad to be joined over the phone by Dr. Youmn Hamaky, Professor of Economics at Ain Shams University. Good morning, Dr. Youmn. Dr. Youmn, can you hear me? We're going to be discussing the latest development projects that took place here in Egypt and its impact on the economic status in Egypt.
Yes, Naveen, we do have a lot to talk about when it comes to the national mega projects which are taking place, especially building the new cities and the development of Sinai. Regarding the new cities, the new administrative capital is one of the most important and biggest mega projects we have, and recently there was a very big congressional delegation which toured the new administrative capital, and they really expressed their admiration of the achievements and the developments taking place there. Now we return back to Dr. Youmn Hamaky, our economic expert, to speak with her about this issue and to focus more on Sinai as we are in October, the month of victories, and to focus on Sinai and to speak more about Sinai. This is very normal. So let's start with Dr. Youmn. Dr. Youmn, first, a very good morning to you, ma'am. Dr. Youmn, can you hear us? Dr. Youmn Hamaky, can you hear us? It seems that we do have some technical difficulties, but we are going to continue speaking about our development mega projects, and I was mentioning what happened just a couple of days ago with this congressional delegation which toured the new administrative capital, and all of them, they were very much amazed with the things implemented on the ground there, the achievement there, and they said that the new administrative capital is going to be a turning point on the scale of a smart modern cities all over the world, not even in the Middle East or in Africa, but in the whole world. Also, yesterday there was another top official. He was the presidential, the Minister of Presidential Affairs of the Palestinian Authority. His Excellency Mr. Ziyada. He also toured the new administrative capital, and he also expressed his admiration and appreciation, of course, to the efforts exerted by the Egyptian leadership to continue in the path of economic reform. This is in addition to new cities which are scattered all over Egypt, whether in the Delta or in the Suez Canal area or in Upper Egypt. In Upper Egypt, new Asyut city, in Sinai, new Rafah city, in the Suez Canal area, new Ismailia city, in the Delta area we do have new Mansoura city. So a lot of national mega projects are taking place, and on top of these projects are the new cities, the fourth generation, which are going to be accomplished according to the highest international standards, according to the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to introduce the best and the highest quality of public services to our citizens. Well, as we are speaking about the victories of October, if we had 46 years ago a military victory, now it's another victory, or a victory of another taste, Naveen. It's
yes,
the economic
definitely.
reform.
We have the great economic reform era that we're passing through, and we cannot forget also the development of the Ismailia city,
yes,
the new city of Ismailia, and the large number of tunnels that were inaugurated recently here in Egypt.
To connect Sinai to the Delta?
Yes, and also the Fisherman's Lake and all the lakes that were transformed to produce poultry, to produce fish, and
the fish farms,
fish farms, and a large number of mega projects actually took place recently here in Egypt, and also in the infrastructure, Nermeen.
Roads, the
bridges
roads and the networks of roads are really great. And to add to what you're saying, Naveen, it was a very important meeting which took place yesterday. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi met with the Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Finance Dr. Mohammed Maït, and they tackled very important economic issues regarding the financial indicators and also the GDP of Egypt, which is up 5.6%. So to shed more light on that, we do have once again Dr. Youmn. Dr. Youmn, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning, Dr. Youmn. Dr. Youmn, would you please shed more light on the latest developments that took place in Sinai, the large number of mega projects that were inaugurated recently in Sinai, and its impact on the economic status in Egypt?
Yes, thank you very much for raising this very important issue. Actually, every year when we celebrate the 6th of October victory, we are thinking about Sinai, to how extent we are investing. And what's the meaning of investing on Sinai? It means that we as economists, we have a lot of research regarding the potentialities of investment in Sinai. It's not only for tourism, despite marvelous areas for tourism in Sinai, but more and more there are opportunities for mineral resources, there are opportunities for industrialization, there are opportunities for developing human resources. And this is the most important thing. When we talk about Bedouin in the Sinai, we should know that they are eager to these development plans and to the resources for their benefit. So what happened for the last 3 years, a significant increase.
I guess we're having a technical difficulty with the voice connecting with Dr. Youmn Hamaky.
She was speaking about a very important issue, Naveen, about the human resources development, and this was, I don't know if she was following up the news or no. Human resources development was also one of the important issues which was discussed yesterday in this meeting we were talking about just before being with Dr. Youmn.
Sure, Nermeen, and when we talk about human resources development, we have to focus specifically, and this is done actually by the Egyptian government and the Egyptian leadership. A great attention is given to the youth here in Egypt and developing their skills and capabilities. And specifically, we've seen also the PLP program, the Presidential Leadership Program, where the youth has the chance to develop their capabilities and skills to bridge the gap between their university studies and academic studies and the actual job market. It's a very important point.
If we are more than 100 million here in Egypt, 65 millions are under the youth category.
Yes.
And this means that we are a young nation, and we do have, because of this, a lot of potentials, a lot of ambitions, a lot of hopes, and maybe this is the main reason behind holding the youth conferences.
Definitely.
And to have President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi that keen to attend these news conferences, all its sessions, and to have this direct contact with the youth from all sects and from all over Egypt.
The session asked the President,
yes,
which is a direct dialogue between the President and the youth. It actually gives the youth a perfect chance, an excellent chance to have a communication, to communicate directly with the President.
And we have witnessed that ourselves, Naveen, as exactly what you're saying, that everyone, even who attends the sessions of the youth conference, he or she returned back with such a feedback, knowing well that this was such an experience, and he or she want to repeat it again and again because of this direct contact and the very spontaneous way the president is talking with the president and with the attendees without reading from a paper, without having things prepared in his mind. He had everything ready to talk as if it is a family gathering, and this is what he said more than once. Well, these are things which we can talk about at length, but let's have this shorter break and then we are going to return back, so stay tuned.